We're rolling. Hi, John here. I just making a video now of Auckland, New Zealand for Gary Davey. He's the CIB, Criminal Investigation Branch of the Auckland Central Police Station, the biggest police station in the country. Gary, I want to tell you today, after speaking to Philip Taylor, CIB Otahu, that he is well informed about our position as far as the land is concerned in 61 Cook Street. So far, the Police Commissioner Peter Marshall has left the force, retired. We never got an answer from him, but we have Mike Bush now, the new Police Commissioner, your boss. He's in a very tender position now as far as Tuhoi, the native tribes of the middle of the North Island, of our people. They've been there to apologise to them, Gary, for the mistake they made in the court-martial jurisdictions they used on them in a state of emergency, the police acting out of their jurisdiction. This is where I'm speaking from the King of England. You can see now on our Facebook site, myself and Matt Taylor. He's a up-and-coming candidate for the Independent Party, SOS Independent Party in Brighton, England, Britain, UK. So between him and I, we are exercising our Admiralty jurisdiction of King William IV. Flag, that's this flag here, that at the present time he's going to get the Prime Minister of Britain, UK, David Cameron, to raise in Westminster Parliament. That's his ancestor, Gary, of this flag. That put the mortgage liens together. The only mortgage documents of bank loans together this flag represents. Okay, that's what I'm going on about. 61 Cook Street in Auckland, bad title. Put together by the Crown here in Wellington, the New Zealand company, New South Wales company. The difference between that company and its land titles and Crown titles straight to Britain under this flag jurisdiction. Okay? Two differences. John Key has no legal title of sovereignty of his own in his government parliament in Wellington. He is going under Jerry Matiparai, the Governor General, linked to the Queen of England, Elizabeth Windsor. Gary, I want to tell you that she's no longer in Westminster Parliament as far as I'm concerned, because she has cleaned out our Treasury, Her Majesty's Treasury account, and made off with it into the European Union Parliament. I'm accusing her of theft now, and the government here in Wellington as accessories to her name and fraud. Now that she's got a international arrest warrant from the World Court on her head as a default convicted criminal felon. Gary, very serious stuff I'm saying here. I'm making a statement here in front of the whole world today to you on Wednesday, the 27th of August 2014, that she is no longer the head trustee of our Queen Victoria Trust Fund. I've taken her place, Gary, as the head of our trust and the money she's cleaned out of HM Treasury in Britain, England, off the soil of England and gone into the Brussels. Considered now to be a threat. That's what this flag is. Gary, I'm just saying to everybody watching this video in the world that this flag, Gary, is a declaration of war on any alien commercial trading businesses who are using this flag of King of England on other people, the court martial law, and especially FEMA in America under Queen's orders and the Vatican orders. Vatican City corporate company, City of London corporate company, and Washington DC corporate companies owned by the Rothschild banks, the Queen of England, and Vatican City popes. Okay? So if they are using this flag now for all their jurisdictions of Admiralty law created by King William IV, then it's annulled. I have cancelled them as the King of England replacement for the void position that the Queen has left there. I've jumped into to default back to King William the Fourth Admiralty jurisdiction over Westminster Parliament and Britain, England, Scotland and Wales is now under this flag as I speak today, before the 28th of August 2014, Agenda 21 is no longer applicable in British law of Admiralty. You can forget about French Admiralty is an affidavit. Today, you have only just today to refute any of our affidavits on Facebook, which is admissible by law in the High Court of Admiralty in the Rolls Building, Fetter Lane in London. Judge David Lindsay Mackey. Gary. Davey. Okay, so I just want to let you know, and the police here in this country, and especially in Auckland, all the land titles in the Auckland area is under the Manukau Land Company, Scotland. Okay? That property has a problem with who sold it. Douglas Rickard Bell sold that property with LINZ, Land Information New Zealand, and the new LINZ manager, Don Grant, ex-Australian New South Wales Surveyor Register General. I'm holding him, Gary, liable right now in front of you for forging the little road going through 61 Cook Street that he altered that road and brought it back to life, our redundant title of an old Sutherland signature and forged Sutherland signature onto that little road, put all the other titles of the 11 owners and their $300 million of investment funds into the title, one title, and discharged it. That's the fraud. That's the fraud. I'm telling you, Gary, check it out, because Philip knows. Philip Taylor, the CIB, knows already, because he's done my case for the Falconer and Cicluna, Falconer lawyer and Cicluna Lloyd's Bank fraud case in London, and gave me a letter stating that it is a fraud. I was waiting for Philip to give me a letter to say Cook Street is a fraud. I took his word on video, on a call to me, as sufficient enough to say he agrees there is a fraud there committed by Douglas Rickard Bell, who engineered the thought with the collaboration of the Crown Government of John Key to put the title together and discharge those investors' funds. That's fraud. That's fraud, Gary. That's what I'm saying. Do not enter into this contract, commercial lien levy contract between me and Douglas Rickard Bell. The two owners there, Simon Roundtree and James Brown, I will visit them tomorrow. I will give them notice to go back to their lawyers and get their money back from the conveyancing lawyers, because that's my business. I do conveyancing instruments under this title, the creator of conveyancing instruments, Gary, is King William. Nobody else in the world put those titles for them. Immigrants to come to this country, and all the Commonwealth countries were put together by King William IV. No other bank instrument, no other flag of commercial lien trading bank flag anywhere in the world, just this one. Okay? They put it in the cupboard in Wellington and thought we weren't going to pull it out and use it. We have the right as a self-governing people, native people, to use it anytime we want under the British Westminster Acts of Parliament of King William, 1830 to 1837. The acts are already on my site now, on my Facebook site, as acting now. We're acting under his laws to null Agenda 21, right now in front of you, from here. We are operating Westminster Parliament from here, and nominated Alex Salmon, Scotland, to run Britain for us as the other partner, okay? As the other king's partner, by default of the Queen being a convicted criminal. She is no longer there in the capacity she is as a monarch, and her 300 royal families are out. I just got rid of them, Gary. And that goes for New Zealand, because the orders have come from there, from Westminster, here, because the government here cut them off, cut Britain off, and went around the back door through the Queen. They're accessories to her fraud, and through every land block here in Auckland, attached to her fraud as accessories, okay? They're in it, in contract with me, as King of England, signatory, and seal, the black seal, here, around the Red Cross, Gary, is a military. The military will be coming here on Rangitukia land blocks on the east coast, on our land blocks, okay? I'm in charge there with those people, Timothy Reid, acting on the hapu, waiting now. They're waiting at the East Cape to take our land blocks and develop it in business. This is a business flag, Gary. This is a business flag, a commercial business trading partnership with Britain Okay? That's why they said, get in partnership with my people. What they did is, they did it for themselves, John Key I'm talking about, in Wellington. Right? And his Land Register General, Robert Muir, forged the titles on 61 Cook Street. That's why it's very serious, what I'm saying. I'm making accusations against them. They're in the box, you see. They can't shift their names or their photos out of that box in the dock on the Admiralty, High Court of Admiralty Court, online, on Facebook and in Westminster. It's too late. They just thought they were just pictures and I'm just making it up. No, it's real. It doesn't matter how many years it takes. It's stuck there for life. Their names are stuck there. Right? George Zemelis in London, Navy, real Rear Admiral, not Prince Philip. He's no good. He's out of the way now. Prince Harry, Prince William, out of the way. Out of the way. He's no connection to King William. Prince William, right? He's a Portuguese, Spanish father, not Prince Charles. They're a rogue family running Westminster, Gary. And they've had enough. The British people have had enough. They're waking up now. And they're looking at this flag going up. Okay? Here, the Chinese are selling these flags all over the place now because they know it's going to go up. You can forget about the Maori flags because they don't have commercial value and commercial contracts around the world. 250 countries, Gary, we're in. Already on our website, www.moaipowerhouse.com. There you'll see 250 countries in shares with Scotland #1. Already in law. What I'm telling you today, in front of everybody, Gary, Davey, CIB, is that I'm making statements that are law. If no one refutes it, or if you do not refute anything I say, so far no one has, then it's law. When I say we take Cook Street, it's law, because it's been a long time now, and Philip Taylor says, why is it taking so long? Get on with it. You see, he was right to say get on with it. So on Friday we're going to get on with it and finish it all off, because everybody knows, Gary, there is no need to go to the courts here because there's nothing for the judges to prove. Okay? Because the whole world knows. 1 billion plus people at a time are watching every day things rolling over online and no one's saying anything about it. No one's challenging Moai Crown. No one's challenging this flag jurisdiction. No one's challenging their name and their photos, Gary, that are stuck there fast on my Facebook. There's no need to remove nothing. And Prince Andrew took his video off of him opening his big mouth and saying, free passage. Oh, I am an extension of the military, Navy, to do trade for Britain as an ambassador to the world in America. You see, he says free passage. That word free passage only applies to King William, right? He's nothing to King William. He's not even a dropkick to King William. We are his partner. We are his spokesman. We are his authority and ultimate jurisdiction of whatever a king says goes. Highest court orders in the world over what the European Union Parliament does and whatever Evelyn Rothschild for the Rothschild family says. We're going to seize all of his properties. The British people are going to take everything from him, his houses, his everything, the Queen's castles, the lot, Gary, because of the fraud. We've proven enough fraud going on in Westminster. There's 600 gone already, pedophiles. It's a racket, Gary, in this country too. Chris Phillipson, accused them already for mixed up with the Queen and settling Maori iwi. When he settles the Maori iwi, that's the end of the contract with them. They can't come into this. They've got their own flag, the boat flag on the water, and they put it on our land, put the Union Jack on the land. Now they want to get rid of it, Gary. What are they going to get after that? A fantail flag, a fantail for a flag, or a paddle? At the moment, their jurisdiction of Admiralty and Maritime is a paddle, without a boat, Gary. Now, I want to ask you, who are you swearing your oath to, of office to? Is it the Queen, one? If it's not, then is it Obama and the French Admiralty of Affidavit? That's what Aaron Pascoe used, Gary. The criminal investigation officer in your department. He rang me up, Gary, and he says to me, John, Mr. Wanoa, I do not want to get in a contract with you. I do not want to get in a contract with you. What do you want from me? What? You know what I said? Leave me alone to do my business with that land block. Exactly what I'm saying to you today, Gary. Please leave me alone to do my business with Graham Aylett, Aylett Investigations Limited, debt collectors, acting for Moai Crown Federal State, King William IV flag, sovereignty of Britain. These are British titles, Gary. They're not New South Wales, Wellington titles that come from Australia. Right? Those are Maori Land Court titles. The Maori Land Court is not British. British comes straight to this flag, to us, from the King of England. The rest of the titles comes from the Queen's side in Wellington and their 1840 Treaty of Waitangi. That's a contract. That's their contract with the Queen over there. She's gone now and left them high and dry, Gary, with a paddle and no boat. So, I'm telling you today, if Simon Roundtree and James Brown, the buyers of that property, buyers, beware of who you buy the property of to make sure it's the right owner. If they call you up for assistance, I'm afraid you'll have to say to them, we have no jurisdiction to go anywhere near that block of land. You'll have to take it up with your lawyers. And John, me, okay? The King of England. I've been nominated as the King of England, Gary, by Matt Taylor, the other half of our business partnership with him and Alex Salmon, the Scotty who put land titles together, the Scottish titles here in Auckland, Gary. They got the copyright on it. So the Queen told Alex Salmon, I want you in the EU Parliament. I told Alex Salmon, don't go there, mate, just print the money off against her as levy debtors. Next minute, Salmon makes a statement. I want to print our own Scottish pound note. Well, there you go. He solved his own problems about money. He's got it there. He has the right to put this flag, raise this flag in Westminster. By the time we get there, it's up, Gary. And he's printing his own money. We're going to print our own pound note, the Moai pound note. We've got our own original pound note. Okay, we're just going to put this one, you can see on my Facebook site, into life under this flag. Okay? That's just like that, because we have an authority to do it. Fixed in Westminster statute law, the law, legally enforceable. So, I want you to enforce what I say and believe what I say online. If no one says anything and shuts their mouth and stays silent, then it must be right. It is right, Gary. That's what I'm saying. The Queen is no longer assisting with British people. She's fleeced them, and we're going to seize everything off her to the value of 970 million trillion pound notes in gold bullion, Mr. Gary Davey. I believe you're one of the families from that British country, supposed to be partners with us. Okay? You're supposed to be 1/8 of this flag jurisdiction. 8 points on this star. One of them is yours. Right? You get 1/8 of what we recover from our trust, because I'm the head trustee of that Queen Victoria 1844 trust, and King William, her uncle, Gary. And the 7/8 is 7 waka canoes from the Pacific Islands that King William put this together for us. Okay, that's the deal. I told Matt Taylor to take the 1/8 and we'll decide how much more on top of that they're going to get. Well, I'll decide with him and examine how that works, because it's all run from there. Everything from there controls here. Gary, everything from Britain is going to control this country under how it was before. Before John Key changed the laws and made females, the Queen made female bloodlines, DNA. No, we're still kings. Male bloodlines on these title lands, so you can't sell it. That's why it's in male bloodline, so you can't sell it. Right? All those mortgages that the US government is trying to rescind and kill everybody. They're going to kill it with a shoot gun, Gary, because they'll say there's no more mortgages anymore, because they can't use it because we cancelled the thing. Right? We already cancelled it, and they're going to take effect. So we'll cancel them with it. We'll cancel Obama out with it, because he's got no Admiralty of his own. Right? They borrowed it from Britain through the Queen. Okay, so the Queen is out. The Pope is out. If the Pope is using this, he's out. And if the Rothschild's using this, he's out. So they've got nothing to go on. So we've cancelled all their FEMA, all the US Federal State, Admiralty, and anybody who is using money from the Queen and their trust will get stung. All that gold, 750,000 metric tons of gold, Gary, belongs to us. Right? We're going to start printing the pound note against this flag, through this flag, against them. Every single person in the royal family of the Rothschilds and Elizabeth Windsor. She's a private person now, right? She's just faking it on her last legs before she drops dead with worry about getting arrested. We're going to arrest her with this flag. Gary, we're going to arrest anybody here, Jonky, okay, for treason, because I told him not to open Parliament when the Lisbon Treaty was signed with the Queen. They had no sovereignty from there, that point on. 16th of July 2008. I know, because I did all the affidavits, put them online. You know what they did, Gary? The worst thing they did was ignored them, right? But they were in the High Court of Admiralty as evidence. And even as Prince Andrew took his video off, right? That's evidence. That's guilt. Guilt all over him. And he's going to be hung with this act. The Hanging in Chains Act, Gary, is right there on my side in front of everybody as our government, our own dual British Moai Crown State government. Okay, we're going in dual partnership and run our own way from Britain here. John Key can run his government, right, for the meantime and with less powers, right? We're going to stop the ground rentals from this country. The interest paid to the Queen will stop, and it will be paid to the King of England and me. Okay, the King, me. I've been nominated. I said, okay, I'll take it for now until I get another king in from Britain. Okay, so I'm in between negotiator of kings, Gary. And you hear that? Did you hear what I just said? And the King of England, and I'm proud to be talking to Matt because he has the right to be a king in before me, so I will consider it. And HRH Jeff Foley, Lord High Constable and Magistrate of Lochhaven Castle in Wales. He's the other one. I don't know where the other fellow's gone, Greg Aylett. He's disappeared in thin air, so he was the other one. For Manuel, the Queen Victoria's son, is the legitimate King of England, but he's not around anywhere, so it doesn't count with this commercial value. The money's been made here. The commercial value is here. There's no other kings that have got anything to rub two stones together, Gary, and so that doesn't count. Where we are today, everything has been derived financially through this man, King William. Nobody else. Absolutely no one else. Columbus didn't have the money and the mortgages. They didn't have conveyancing instruments to go and borrow money from the bank. Okay? The Bank of England, Patterson, John Patterson family. It was William Patterson that put the Bank of England together. It was King William III who passed the act of the Bank of England Act, 1694, and it was King William IV who legislated the act to take it around the world with this free passage flag and military flag. Okay, it's a military flag. Declaration of war. Last thing for you, Gary, before I go, is this flag is a declaration of war flag, which simply means when there is a threat on from alien countries who are interfering with our business trading between us and Britain, Westminster Parliament, then the military has the right to go in and seize everything under this law. The King's law shall prevail. And that's what we're doing here with 61 Cook Street, Gary. We're exercising the King's law over the top of John Key's law. He hasn't got any titles, any evidence, any legal documents of Admiralty of his own. He's borrowed it from England, from the Queen and Prince Philip. He's got a paedophile ring going on right now that the Scotland Yard has to investigate themselves, and they have to investigate Scotland Yard itself too, being Scottish. Okay? That's Jamie. Patrick Stewart Natai, my secretary's job, to go and do that when we go to England. She can sort out that side of the family. Okay, Gary? My family and her family. The Stewarts, S-T-U-A-R-T and S-T-E-W-A-R-T are one of the same. That she's got to sort out over there. Okay? I'm going there to sort out on the judge side of the Rogan family. Okay, the Rogans married my Waraiti Wanoa, Dick Rogan. Okay, married my family at the East Coast. And John Rogan, at the time when they came here, the British came here, that man put the titles together on the east coast on my land blocks. Okay? And Gisborne, that's where all the married land courts was put together, Gary, of these titles I'm talking about. Because I know all about titles, because I'm in the family, the bloodlines that put that all together with this king. Right? So the Rogans married our family, bloodlines, male bloodlines, okay? Male, not female, male. Then John Rogan married Mariah Manukau. See? You see how it ended up? Those are the titles. Those are the titles to their country. Nothing else. And so these titles here is a Manukau land company, real estate company in Glasgow, Scotland. Title. That's what I'm saying. It's not appearing on the title. I told them the land information and the council here in Auckland to put the Manukau name and the birth certificates were there too. 1830, right? 1834, 1833, Manukau proper birth certificates. That's the title, that's the title. Birth certificates. Okay? At that time, the Rogans were in the Kaipara Harbour putting all the titles together for Auckland. Okay? That's British titles, not New South Wales titles. So, they failed to put Moai's name on it, right? Because Moai's statue is standing here in Auckland, the museum. He's standing in Wellington on the beach. Helen Clark put that there, see for the foreshore and seabed titles. Okay? Cunning thieves. Cunning thieves. Gary, you're going to have to investigate all this because the SFO, David Green, in Britain, England, is going to investigate all of this racket. And Alan McCallum, the SFO here, is going to hear about this one. He'll have to, because the other one will make it, right? And the military over there will make this military comply with this law. King, okay? Because you all got here through this king. Gary, all your people, immigrants here, every person on this native land of Moai's got here with this flag, jurisdiction of Admiralty, on the water, not on a jumbo, on the water at 1830 to 1837 period of time. Then 1835, Declaration of Independence, that this flag came to us. He gave it to us to control the racketeering going on here in this country and in all the 16 Commonwealth countries. We got control of that, Gary. I'm talking to that lot in Britain, in Westminster. When I go there, go straight in, and sit there and talk just like this. I'm having a practice run here, Gary, in Auckland. So I'm hoping that your police force in Auckland will respect me and Desmond Wanoa, right? From the Rogan side of our family in England, watching this video, Gary. A lot of people are watching, including the highest court judge in the world, right? Listen to this one. David Lindsay Mackey. He's one of the highest judges in the world. I went straight to him, straight past the front gate, Gary, with my complaint. Why? Because we have the right to, saying the right things. So it's my word against yours or anybody else's. That's French Admiralty, is affidavit. Okay? That's what Aaron Pascoe said to those Tuhoi lady. She asked when there was a raid on and they were locked the place down, lockdown, right? A state of emergency. They put a cordon right around Tuhoi, my native people, and they banged their heads into the road, right? And the kids took them out of the school bus and put them face down, locked them up. They locked them in a shed, locked them. That's how bad they're going to pay for that. They're going to pay for it because we're going to print the pound note here up against them and build them for all the visitors, one by one, each person. So I suggest to you, Gary, please do not get into a contract with me. If any police turn up at the site, it will liable the whole 15,000 of your police. 15,000 multiplied by the pound note. So you don't want to mess with Moai and the King of England. Okay? That's what I'm saying. I'm just being straight up to everybody in the world watching all the video I put out. Right? Don't take it too lightly, because I'm not the only one here doing all the talking. There's others. There's other people who are frightened to say anything. Right? I can't see any risk because everything's out there now, and it's no use going to the court to the judge, because he's going to ask the same questions. Who did what? Well, everybody knows the answer. They'll just tell him, well, that fella there, he's accused that fella, so it's that fella won't open his mouth. So what's the use of you making him open his mouth when we've already found him guilty? So that's how it works in Admiralty court martial law. Okay? And my word against yours, Gary, or anybody else's, that when I say I take Cook Street, I mean I take it. And because no one opened their mouth since 2009, since we put the notice out then, it's been sitting on Facebook all this time, and in the public right around in YouTube, Twitter. It's been going around for a long time until now. It didn't matter how long it takes. I just wanted to get enough information, enough research to block all the holes up in law. I'm law, Gary. My family is the judge. We are the law. Rogans on both Manukau lands here, the Manukau Land Company here, all these titles are investigated at the moment. They're under investigation at the moment. All along the waterfront where I'm here, on this Tapora Strait, these are Jamie Peters. He was the one mixed up in this title, okay, and Cook Street. He's a land developer with Ricard Bell. They're in cahoots together. Right, they were in cahoots together in the same racket on the Gulf Harbour properties. So everything they were attached to, the real estate company, would go bankrupt, Gary, under this flag, will go bankrupt, because we start printing the pound note against every single person, including the Queen. I'm making a statement here, because that's a debtor's instrument as promissory note. I owe you. And this is the way we do it, right? We'll recover the money that way of what they've got away with for 179 years, right back to 1830. I mean it. That's how it works in the King's Law. Okay, so I hope I made myself clear. To all you people watching in the British military, I want you down the East Coast on our land blocks, because John Key's bought the Americans aircraft and their military here. I want them off our property, and you bring your military in straight from Britain here for our business. It's between our business and your business, not his business, because they're the debtors now. They can run their business, but it'll be limited to what they can do. They'll have no authority to make decisions for us. Okay? We've got our business running here, Gary. We've got our business with your people in Britain, right? We've got our business running. It's been running before that business ran, right? It's still there from 1830, 1835, right till now. Okay, so I'm going to make a point now, at the end of this video, like now, that we are going to seize the property on Friday. I will go and see the owners tomorrow after I've seen you at the police station, to bring your letter personally. I want to meet you personally, okay? And I wanted to meet Aaron Pascoe personally. I haven't yet, but he spoke to me on the phone and said, basically, he's got no jurisdiction over me, okay? He had no jurisdiction to do what he did in Tuhoe with the terrorist raid. That's what he used, Terrorist Act, okay? He can't use anything as a criminal investigator of this property. It's all over. He knows what we're doing. The whole world knows what we're doing. The British know what we're doing. The government over here knows what we're doing. So we're just extending our authority to finish it off. Okay, so it's up to you. All you have to do is either write to me or say nothing. If you say nothing, Gary, it means a yes, that you consent to me taking that property and not getting involved in the contract I have with James Brown and Simon Roundtree, the two buyers of that property. I warn you now, those two, it wasn't your mistake, but you've bought a bad title, okay? And you have to go back to your lawyers and get your money back for your inconvenience with what they did. And we're taking our claim is our business with Ricard Bell. We are seizing the property and reoccupying that land back to the real owners, not Ngāti Whātua, not these iwis. The iwi is not the owners of these lands. It's the Manukau land title, okay? And Paraparas, Kawharu, the real Kawharu down South Island. I've already had them up here on One Tree Hill. I've got all the evidence on One Tree Hill. I've got all the titles here, with the Manukau titles here, with Mohi Manukau. The lodge, right? He's 50 years in the Mohi Manukau and the Freemasons, right? He's one of them, right? So we're getting into the Vatican stuff here that I'm familiar with. He's left everything with me. All these titles, everything I've got here, and all the old people, right? But the Moai takes precedent because he's stuck in the earth. He's a memorial to the whole world, not just here. So we've got all this declaration here, right? In their book, these are titles, Gary. These are titles that the British will understand, right? More than the government here doesn't want to know. They don't want to know. So these are being signed on maraes up at Waitangi, Titi Marae, at Ngāpui. Okay? Ngāpui, very much this contract. Their contract, right? With the Ngāpui chiefs. So I'm here not talking for myself. I'm talking here for Kingi Taurua and Papa Heihei, Papa Wirumu Heihei. Okay? So they must be listening to these videos because all I have to do is wait. Wait till I go there and talk. I'll be putting on a big meeting here in Auckland, Victorina here, or in Cornwall Park, below One Tree Hill. More so Cornwall Park with a big tent. A lot of people can come there. Then I'll drop the bombshell there, okay, about this flag and how we propose to reoccupy the land under the British. Not John Key, that's Australia. You see, so they're still aliens and not real contracts. It's all fake Queen and her royal family's falling to bits, Gary. It's falling to bits. The wheels have come off John Key's Ponzi schemes, banking, fractional banking, and as you can see, this is one more note before I go, especially to New Zealand and the police force watching. Please take note that today is the last day, 27th of August 2014 in history, locked in history right now. I'm telling you now that the City of London corporate company, the Washington DC corporate company and Vatican City corporate companies is the three devil Satan companies that are killing all the people in America and poisoning the sky. They're taking patent rights out on the weather patterns, the chemtrails. They messed the whole world up and putting patents on it. This King William order cancels all that. Right? It cancels all that. The Moai statute cancels all that. What else can I think of? They've got the vaccinations. They've got the plant, the marijuana, the patent rights on the marijuana for their medicines, and every other law under UCC. They're going to change into the New World Order. This flag of King William cancels the New World Order laws used over 250 countries on my website, on Facebook, www.moaipowerhouse.com. Scotland 1. That's the first Moai Powerhouse, Scotland 1. Company. Right? Company. 250 countries that are going under this flag. Of free passage through the world, trading, commercially, banks, and levy debtors, pound note, gold, currency, water money, Moai, water money, currency. Okay? Those three, gold, water money, and the pound note. Those are our three currencies under here, under the Moai Crown Federal State government, dual British government. We can do our own laws and acts under the King William the 4th 1830-1837 Acts of Westminster Parliament. Okay, we have not changed our acts. They stay the same, right there, fixed, Gary, and the will. And those acts apply to the New World Order and all those people who are linked to the Queen right now are in as accessories to her fraud. We're going to arrest her, Tony Blair, George Bush, Obama, the Queen, Rothschild, Evelyn Rothschild, and the Popes. All those involved in genocide and rituals killing children, those children in Palestine, Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, and Israel, and other countries where they've been committing